You wake exhausted. The thought of rest appears. Immediately, another thought follows. Have you earned it? Not. Do you need it? But have you done enough to deserve it? This is the worthiness algorithm, an internal calculation system that determines your human value through metrics: hours worked, tasks completed, suffering endured, usefulness demonstrated. And the equation never balances, because the algorithm is not designed to confirm worthiness. It is designed to generate perpetual insufficiency, to ensure you keep working, keep sacrificing, keep proving, because people who feel inherently worthy stop complying. Who taught you that rest requires justification, that your value must be earned daily, that ease is dangerous and suffering is proof? This is not natural. This is conditioning, and it operates invisibly until you see it. Today we investigate the worthiness algorithm, the psychological mechanism by which productivity becomes moralized, suffering becomes evidence of value, and rest becomes something requiring permission. Cultural analysis suggests the link between work and morality has historical roots, particularly in Protestant work ethic traditions. Research into hustle culture shows this conditioning intensified with entrepreneurial movements of the early 2000s, where relentless effort became equated with character and discipline. What emerges reveals a control system, because if worthiness is conditional, if it must be earned through constant productivity, then rest becomes rebellion. Ease becomes threat, and people remain compliant. Research into hustle culture's origin traces it to entrepreneurial and startup culture, where tireless work was celebrated as the ultimate virtue. Figures prominently associated with this mindset transformed relentless effort into both lifestyle and moral code. Based on cultural analysis, this shift subtly taught that rest was indulgent and slowing down meant falling behind. The result, productivity became moralized, not just valued, moralized. Good people work hard, lazy people don't. Your work ethic reflects your character. Your busyness signals your worth. This creates a framework where human value equals output. Rest must be earned through prior productivity. Doing nothing is wasting time. Your worthiness expires daily and must be renewed through work. Clinical psychologists note this often manifests as exhaustion masked by ambition, where individuals describe feeling productive but empty. The algorithm operates continuously. Each morning, worthiness resets to 0. You must re-earn it, and the threshold keeps rising. Yesterday's productivity is insufficient today. Researchers observing hustle culture note this creates chronic stress as the brain's stress response, designed for short bursts, becomes chronically activated. This is not accidental. A system requiring people to constantly prove worthiness ensures compliance, because stopping means becoming worthless, and worthlessness is intolerable. For some, the worthiness algorithm evolves beyond productivity. It requires suffering. The martyr identity forms when someone learns, I am valuable because I sacrifice, because I endure, because I put others first, because I suffer for worthy causes. This appears noble, self-sacrificing, admirable, but underneath, suffering has become the currency of worthiness. Without it, value disappears. Research into self-worth tied to achievement suggests when identity fuses with work or sacrifice, self-perception depends entirely on maintaining that role. The martyr cannot rest, because rest means not sacrificing, and not sacrificing means not being valuable. This creates patterns: compulsively helping, inability to decline requests, resentment towards those who do not reciprocate, exhaustion worn as badge of honor. The suffering proves I am good, I am worthy, I matter. But remove the suffering and the identity collapses. Who am I if I am not sacrificing? If I am not needed? If I am not enduring more than others? The martyr identity is a trap, because it requires perpetual self-destruction to maintain self-worth, and self-worth based on self-destruction is not worth at all. For people operating under the worthiness algorithm, ease is not relief, it is threat. Because if worthiness must be earned, then ease means you are not earning, and not earning means worthlessness is approaching. Cultural commentary on hustle culture notes rest is often viewed as weakness, luxury, or laziness rather than biological necessity. This creates vigilance around ease. Any moment not spent productively triggers alarm. The algorithm detects insufficient output. Worthiness is at risk. So rest, when it occurs, comes with guilt. The feeling that you should be doing something, that this is wasted time, that you are falling behind. Some people cannot rest at all. Their nervous systems interpret stillness as danger, as evidence of moral failing. The algorithm will not permit it. Others rest only when forced by illness or crisis. And even then, rest comes with shame, the feeling that worthiness has been revoked, that value is draining away with each unproductive hour. Research shows people interrupted every few minutes require substantial time to refocus, but the worthiness algorithm ignores this. It demands continuous output regardless of cognitive capacity. This is why burnout is endemic. The system is not designed for sustainability. It is designed for extraction, maximum output until collapse. And when collapse occurs, the algorithm blames the person. You are not disciplined enough, not resilient enough, not worthy enough to sustain the pace. But the pace was never sustainable. That was the point. The worthiness algorithm is a control system, and it functions through making worth conditional. If you believe your value is inherent, that you are worthy simply by existing, then external systems lose power. You can decline, resist, refuse demands that harm you. But if you believe your value must be earned, you become compliant. You cannot afford to resist, because resistance might cost you your worthiness. This is why the algorithm is taught early, through schools that reward productivity and punish rest, through families that link love to achievement, through cultures that celebrate busyness and stigmatize stillness. The message is consistent. You are not inherently valuable. You must prove your worth, and the proof is never sufficient. Psychologists note this creates what some describe as hustling for worthiness, constantly performing, perfecting, pleasing, and proving. And here is the elegant cruelty. The harder you work to prove worthiness, the more you confirm you do not have it, because if you were inherently worthy, you would not need to prove it. The algorithm operates like a loan with impossible terms. You borrow worthiness daily through productivity, but the interest compounds and the debt never decreases. Most people never examine this. They just feel perpetually behind, perpetually insufficient, perpetually trying to earn something that cannot be earned through effort. Because worthiness is not a reward, it is a birthright, and birthrights are not conditional. You were taught to calculate your value through sacrifice, usefulness, and suffering, to believe that rest requires justification, that ease is dangerous, that your worthiness must be renewed daily through productivity. This is the worthiness algorithm, and it is not truth. It is conditioning designed to ensure compliance. What if your value is not conditional? What if you do not need to earn the right to exist, to rest, to experience ease? Not to justify laziness, but to recognize that a system requiring people to constantly prove worthiness is a system designed for control. People who feel inherently worthy ask different questions. Not have I done enough, but what do I actually need? Not do I deserve rest, but rest is necessary, when will I take it? This shift is threatening to systems built on extraction, because people who know their worth cannot be guilted into perpetual productivity. The algorithm will resist this. It will tell you that believing in inherent worth is arrogant, lazy, and entitled, that you must earn your value, that without the algorithm you will become worthless. But the algorithm is lying. It always has been. Over the next week, notice when rest requires justification, when you feel guilty for not being productive, when ease triggers alarm. Those are the moments the algorithm is operating. And in those moments, ask, who benefits from my belief that I am not inherently worthy? The answer will reveal everything.